A lot of people think the property market is cooked right now. Prices are high, interest rates are up, and most suburbs feel out of reach. But the truth is, there's still places in Australia where you can buy and set yourself up with a long-term property income through building your property portfolio. I know this because I've consistently bought properties across Australia for years. And for 2025, we've gone through hundreds of markets to find the cities and the suburbs that stack up the best. So in this video, I'll reveal the 5 best suburbs in Australia to invest in 2025 and how to structure your purchase to maximize your investment returns in those locations. A little bit of stats about the suburb itself. This is a quite expensive and high-end location. The median price for houses is roughly around $2 million. The median unit price is about $1.1 million. Myself and clients have actually personally bought properties in this particular suburb. You would never believe it, but the individual purchase price for these particular properties was only $325K a piece. Now, the particular properties and what they were 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and 1 car space on title. We actually bought a block of units that had 10 units in total, and they were all already started. And we did what we like to call a bulk deal transaction and negotiation. So basically, myself, I bought one of the units in there, and 9 other investors through our property buyers agency bought the other 9. The total price was for the block of units, as you can see, was $3.25 million. We had a extended 4-month settlement on that property. So the individual prices, that other 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car style units like that, they were selling between $400,000 to $450,000. So we've got them for only $325 a piece, which is the equivalent of about 30% below the value of the properties. And we also were able to get bank valuations on the individual properties themselves, and they all came in at $450,000 and above from those particular banks. So number 5, the 5th suburb on the list is Brighton East. So Brighton East is located roughly 12 to 13 kilometers southeast in the Melbourne market location. So it is a metro location. It's very, very close to the beach and coastline. Now, Brighton East, to me as an example, because of the medium house price is so high, I've found that there is a lot of great opportunities in that market to pick up affordable properties. And of course, they're not going to be houses, they're not going to be townhouses or villas, most likely, but they would be like a 2-bedroom unit. So Brighton East is number 5. And just before we get to the next location, if you're serious about investing in any of these property markets or even anywhere within Australia, I'm currently offering a free discovery sessions where we can look at your specific situation and create a customized buying and property investment plan for you. I only have a number of limited spots available each week. So click on the link in the description to secure your free discovery session below. The median house price is roughly around $1.1 million. However, the average unit price is 50% less than that at around $500,000 for the average unit. You can also find really good bargains in this location that are maybe a unit in a small block which still has a good land component, and you can pick up properties for as little as $300,000 to $350,000. So it's a very affordable entry level into a market where the medium house price is at over $1.1 million. Especially right now in 2025, imagine that you can buy a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom unit between $300,000 to $350,000. You can't even build a unit on average in 2025 in terms of construction costs, labor costs, and then obviously buying the land to build a unit complex or development on for less than $500,000 to $550,000. So we're buying all these properties in that market below the replacement cost already. And as usual, we're always buying them below the actual bank valuation because myself and my team will get and acquire bank valuations for these properties prior to a client purchasing that property itself to ensure that it's got instant equity within that property. The next suburb on our list is number 4, Maribyrnong. A little bit about this location itself. The suburb Maribyrnong itself is about 8 kilometers northwest of Melbourne CBD. So under the 10-kilometer ring radius within Melbourne, which means it's obviously going to be close to things like shops, schools, amenities, transport, all that kind of stuff. And there is actually a very large shopping center very, very close by within the location, which of course has a massive amount of infrastructure already there. Now, we personally bought properties for clients and myself, and we picked up houses around $400,000. And we've even picked up townhouses and villas for like 280, 290, 300,000, 350, just ridiculously affordable. And again, they were below the replacement cost, because if you were trying to build the same property, you'd have to buy the land, which the land still might be 200, 300,000 for a 600 square meter block. So say you rent it for 250, and then you've got to build the property for say 400, 450,000. So 450 plus 250, you've got that, and it pushes up the price to around at 700,000. So because the brand new properties within this region, a lot of them are now pushing 600,000 and they're about to hit 700,000. To me, that'll increase the medium house price from 475 in the coming years to 600,000. It is inevitable. So this market will go up. It'll go up with inflation. It'll go up with supply and demand. It'll go up because it's undervalued as a whole, the same as what Melbourne is. And that's why all these 5 are in this location of Melbourne or Victoria. I'll do another one for other states, but right now I'm a big advocate for buying within the Melbourne region. The third suburb on our list today is, you probably guessed it, it is the location and the region of Melton. The average house price is over $1.5 million for the average house. However, the average unit price is just around $500,000. So it's a third of the price to buy a unit or maybe a townhouse or a villa compared to a house in this location. While the medium unit price is $500,000, we picked up properties in this exact suburb and surrounding suburb for as little as $280,000. And to me, when the medium house price is 1.5 million, now you're talking of a price gap between 280,000 to 1.5 million. You can get into a very expensive suburb and you don't necessarily need to buy a $1.5 million house. You can start off with a unit or a townhouse or a villa that is a much more affordable price point that can get you in that market. So St. Kilda is suburb number 2 on the list. The medium house price is around $650 as of right now in 2025. The average unit price is around $450,000. However, you can pick up some houses that are standalone in the early to mid 500,000s at the moment. And right now it is May going on June in 2025. I believe that is going to be a thing of the past very, very shortly. And the average house, or the cheapest house, is going to be around 700,000 in the very, very near future, which means that the medium house price going from 650 is likely going to jump up to around $800,000. And that's what I foresee. Literally 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and we were picking up semi-modern townhouses, such as ones with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car garage, with a courtyard for like $330,000. Now you can't even barely get them under $400,000. The first suburb on the list is Craigieburn. Now, many people might think I am crazy for mentioning this suburb. They're like, what's so special about Craigieburn? Craigieburn is located around 25 kilometers north of Melbourne. So it's in a proximity to Melbourne where you can get to and from this city in roughly, let's say, 30 minutes to worst case 40 minutes, depending on traffic. So again, this is a metro location. I noticed that this location wasn't as far as a place like Melton in terms of commute. It had more infrastructure around it, like shops, schools, amenities, train stations, all that kind of stuff that is relatively close by to get to. And the main thing, the price point, the entry price point for that location. So now you know where to invest, but how are you going to actually fund the property deal? Well, not everybody knows this, but there are strategies that let you preserve your cash and move faster and stay flexible for the next property deal. And they're more common than you might think. So check out this next video where I break down 5 ways Australians are buying property with none of their own savings.